Graham McMillan, Chief Executive of Open Road. Public Affairs News TV has asked me to talk to you a little bit about prospects for 2009, what the politics of the year is going to be like and what that will mean for public affairs. Just looking back at 2007-8, who would have predicted that Gordon Brown would have risen so high? Who would have predicted that he fell so extraordinarily low? And then I don't think anybody would have predicted that he would have risen from the dead, Lazarus-like, to cut the Tory lead in half in the way that he has done. So predictions for 2009 are going to be extremely difficult, and anybody who says with any real certainty that they think they know what's going to happen this year are probably mistaken. But what the hell? This is a podcast, let's go for it. It's going to be another absolutely fascinating year. The Tories start about 10 points ahead now in the most recent poll, but will that last? We've got Labour looking stronger in many ways in their presentation than they have done for a long time. What happened was Gordon Brown looked into the abyss last summer when he was 20 points behind in the polls, widely derided and hated, and he did something that most people thought he would never ever do. He brought back Alistair Campbell, he brought back Peter Mandelson, he is friendlier again with Tony Blair, and he's even brought back Alan Milburn into a role. What he's done is he's realised he can't go it on alone. He's bringing back the people who brought New Labour to their highest degree of success back in the late 90s, and they are having an impact. They're making it far more difficult for the Tories. The Tories' economic message has not got across particularly well and particularly strongly, while Labour's has got across better. However, there's going to be lots of job losses. It's going to be a very grim year, and as the job losses rise, people will realise that whatever the government does, it's still going to be tough. So it could be tricky for Labour. Similarly, they've decided to do some risky things. Mandelson may have come a little bit of a cropper on the privatisation of the Royal Mail, which is going to be very, very unpopular, and clearly they're making some other unpopular decisions, although arguably in the national interest in terms of Heathrow Terminal 3. But they're going to have some various points in the year where they'll get a bit of a rise. Obama will be over with the G20 in April. Gordon Brown will be basking in glory. And March time will be when Brown has to decide whether to go to the country or not this year. I'd say it's about 30% likely that he will, 70% more likely that he won't. And as we go into 2010, Brown will try and go out on a high if he's on his way out, or remain in on a high by seeking to play a major role in Copenhagen at the successor to the Kyoto Treaty talks on climate change. So an absolutely fascinating year, and one thing that is certain for public affairs professionals is that nothing is certain.